kitchen. It is Wednesday, September 12th, and in a couple of days we are expecting the landfall of Hurricane Florence in eastern North Carolina. We are in New Bern, North Carolina, and I would like to first say thank you to so many of you who have taken the time out of your day to leave me comments, messages, private messages, and all of that, inquiring about our safety, telling us that you're praying for us, and we love you so much for that. We really can't thank you enough. We thought we would take a moment, because all of our preparations are pretty much complete, to share with you what we have done in anticipation of Florence making arrival. Now, just to give you an idea, in this little introduction, we live in New Bern, North Carolina. We are 50 or so miles inland from the coast, but we live in an area that is rife with tributaries and rivers and creeks and all of that. The storm surge, which is what comes before the hurricane makes landfall, is one of the things that is very concerning. They are saying that in some parts of my area, they could have a storm surge up to 9 feet of water above the regular level of the river. So we just still need to keep praying. As of 11 o'clock this morning Eastern time, we have gotten a new track on the hurricane. The new model indicates that she is veering south. I'm praying for everyone in its wake. I'm praying for everyone in South Carolina where it seems to be heading. We have made the decision as a family, my parents also, who live here, we are not leaving. There is actually a mandatory evacuation order in our county. However, if you're not familiar with those, that means once those go into effect, if you call 911, you may not be serviced. You are on your own. So don't go dancing in the lightning and the rain. Don't go playing outside in the hurricane and get smashed by a tree. Let's employ all sorts of logic and remain calm and remain faithful that God has you in his hands. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show you all the things that we've done over the last few days, so that maybe it will help you if you ever have to go through this experience yourself. So let's go see how this all comes together. We are definitely planning on losing power, so we want to make sure we have a way to cook. And I've had these 2 little butane stoves for a long time. These things are awesome. They heat really quickly and they're very efficient. I bought these at a local contractor store, believe it or not, but I will leave a link down below where you can find this exact brand of butane stove. You need to buy these little butane cans, and they're very simple to use. They just pop right in here. Yeah, see, like that. There's already one in there. You just pop it in there, lock it in place. There's a little knob. You lock it. You lock the fuel in, and then you put it on, and then you can cook whatever you like in a frying pan or in a pot. You can boil a pot of water for macaroni and cheese or ramen, or you can cook yourself some ham and eggs. You guys, you don't have to eat ravioli out of a can when you are living through a natural issue like this. So if you're well prepared, there's no reason for you to be eating ramen, macaroni and cheese, and canned spaghetti forever. You can actually eat the food you have on hand. The fuel cans are pretty easy to find. I'll leave a link to something similar down below. I actually buy these at my local Asian market, and these 4 cans were $5.99. Super cheap. Also made sure that our freezers have been dealt with. We have refrigerator and freezer side by side in our kitchen. We have a side-by-side in our shed, an upright top-bottom freezer in our carport, and we have a deep freeze. I cleaned them all out on Sunday, and I made sure all the meat went into the deep freeze. We're gonna make sure we take out the meat that we think we're gonna need for the next 5 days, and we'll put that in the cooler when the power goes out. That way we'll have meat to enjoy for the days that we don't have power, and we'll be able to cook it on the grill or on these butane stoves. You don't want to open your deep freeze once the power goes out. The last hurricane we dealt with, which was Irene in 2012, we had a deep freeze full of meat and it didn't thaw out one bit.
So bottom line, take things out of your side-by-side freezers first that you can eat right away once you lose power.
Right, like eat your ice cream, eat your frozen pizzas and your frozen burritos, get rid of all that stuff. It's a great opportunity for you to clean your freezer out, clean it out really good, make room for some bags of ice, because you're going to want to buy those well in advance of the arriving hurricane, because the closer you get, the harder it's going to be to find, and stores are going to start closing. Stores in our area have already started closing because of the mandatory evacuation order.
Also, if you have stuff in your freezer that you don't want to lose and throw away, cook it, take it to your local fire department or your news channel stations or whatever. Give it to somebody.
Or share it with neighbors.
Instead of throwing it away.
I had several homemade lasagnas in my freezer. We cooked one and ate it. I took 2 to friends. We had some chili in our freezer, took it to friends. Just be creative. Don't throw it in the trash. Share it with people who will use it, and you'll be remembered forever. Now we're going to move over to the freezer. I'm going to show you what our kitchen freezer looks like right now. Okay, so this is my inside kitchen freezer. Now we have an ice maker. My girls went yesterday and bought 11 bags of ice, but we have 4 in here, and those 2 bowls right there are ice from my ice maker. Because
save as much ice as you can from your ice maker.
We have a setting on our ice maker called Accelerice, and it will fill up in like 6 hours. So I took out a couple of plastic bowls, and we've been filling the bowls up. But we have the ice available to us now. We don't have to worry about not finding it. And our ice maker is full. You see a couple of cheap pizzas because we're going to eat those for lunch today while we're working. The only other thing in my freezer is some English muffins and some coffee. And these frozen fruits, which we'll see what happens, but we may have smoothies. You just never know. We'll have smoothies for breakfast tomorrow, and we'll use that stuff up. Super important is to have clean water. So we have a Berkey Light, and I've had this for about 10 years. We do not use it on a regular basis, but we do pull it out for occasions like this. We pulled this out, I cleaned it up, and I scrubbed the filters real good. That's what I love about the Berkey. You can scrub these filters with a green pad, and then you soak them, and then you just fill it up, put it together, fill it up with water, and 2 gallons of water ready to go. So we have 2 gallons of fresh drinking water ready to go here. Even more importantly, we have cold brew coffee ready to go here. This is a jar of filtered cold brew that you have to cut by 50% with water, and this is a gallon of cold brew that's steeping currently. So what I do is put a 12-ounce bag of your favorite coffee in here, whether you grind it or buy pre-ground. Put it in there, fill it up with filtered water, let it sit for 24 hours, give it a shake every now and then, and you're good to go. Another thing that I did, because even though we're not intending on evacuating, there may come a point in the storm where we have no choice, and I kept thinking of all the things that I didn't want to lose. So this is family photos, family albums, slide reels, and some other things that are family heirlooms that I know that it would make me terribly sad if I were to lose them to floodwaters or storm anything. So what I did was, what's in this here is everything in here are all the girls' baby pictures and mementos from family vacations, and I put them in 10-gallon Ziploc bags. There's even a box in here that I stuffed full. It's got my grandparents' mantle clock and some other important things that are important to us, as well as a cookbook that I don't ever want to lose. So, you know, even though you may not end up going anywhere, these are all in one place. If you have to go in a hurry, you're not frantically, what do I need to take with me? It's all ready to grab and go. I wanted to share with you some of the, the power solutions that we have in our house.
Lessons learned from the last hurricane.
Absolutely. The last time a hurricane came through, again, 2012, Hurricane Irene, when everything is said and done, there's a stillness, and it's so hot and humid because there's so much moisture in the air from all the rain and the flooding and what have you. I'm telling you guys, if you have the ability to plug in even just one box fan, you will be so much more comfortable, and things won't be so bad. So you always want to make sure that you have plenty of flashlights and batteries.
Several flashlights everywhere.
We got tons of flashlights.
There's backup batteries for cell phones.
These are awesome, you guys. If you don't have something like this, you plug it in and you charge it. 2 phones can be charged off this for, I believe this will charge 3.5 times one phone.
Also, if you have stuff that requires batteries, rechargeable batteries, make sure you charge them up well ahead of time.
These two things are charged and ready to go. I have another one of these. This one will give 1.5 charges on my phone. Or anything, you can charge your tablet on that if it plugs in with a USB. Completely up to you.
Also check your non-chargeable, rechargeable battery supply. Make sure you have plenty of batteries backed up for stuff that takes,
and make sure they're fresh and that they work. This is not the time to go buy dollar store batteries. Dollar store batteries suck. And so do Amazon brand Basics batteries. They don't work very well either, I'm here to tell you. So don't waste your money on them. Get the good copper top kind, or the, you know, the never stopping bunny kind, because then you'll be guaranteed that your batteries are going to be good. Now, if you've had batteries in your battery box for any length of time, you're going to want to test those, so make sure you have a good battery tester too. These are things over time that you can acquire. Now, we do not have a generator. It is just one of those expenses that we've never
down the road
bitten the bullet to get. And honestly, if I'm only going to use it once every 5 years, I don't really see a need to spend $1,000 on something of that nature, where I'm just going to have to store it anyway. So Rick came up with this solution. He has a rechargeable battery pack that's really intended to jumpstart your car.
It's a jumpstart unit.
But he figured out that he can use this as a solar charger panel. He can hook it up to that, and we currently have the battery charger, the battery jumpstart pack is plugged in and charging, so that when we do lose power, we'll be able to use it. We can use this solar panel to recharge it.
Keep it charged.
And then we can hook it up to this power inverter to plug in a fan. And we currently have a fan running in our hallway. You probably hear it in the background. But that fan will be easily able to run off this 1,000 watt power inverter. And I ordered a power inverter to be delivered and picked up at my local big box store. However, it was supposed to come today. But because they called for a mandatory evacuation, nobody's making any deliveries today. There's no mail, there's no UPS, there's no FedEx, and because anything that you have delivered to your local store for pickup is delivered by FedEx, that wasn't coming today. So we had to go make a last minute purchase and try and find a power inverter, and we were luckily able to find one at the AutoZone. So they had this one, and then they had another one that was 400 watts. You have to make
on sale.
They were on sale, right? That was a blessing.
Yeah.
So you have to make the decision that's best for you. Did we need a 1,000 watt power inverter to run a fan off of? Probably not. But in the long run, it was on sale. We had the money to get it, and we're going to go ahead and do that. I'd much rather make that much of an investment, which was less than $100, than a $1,000 investment for a generator, which still needs gas to run.
And now we're able to run the fan, the TV, and the DVD player, so we can watch movies if we want.
If we want to. It just all depends. You don't want to overload your power inverter, or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that your battery pack is fully charged, because your charge is only going to last as long as the battery pack is charged for. So keep that in mind.
I'll leave links to all this stuff too.
I will leave links to where you can find everything you've seen, the power inverter, the solar charger. I'll leave a link if I can find something similar to the battery pack. My dad gave that to Rick a while ago. We've had it for a while. Mm-hmm. And I'll leave links to the Anchor battery packs that we used, as well as Rick's mag light. He uses this all the time. This is also a very effective weapon if need be. In the camping section, a lot of stores and even online, you can find strings of lights that will run off of one of these inverters, and they don't take up a lot of power, and they will give you some light, even if it's ambient light, but it's better than nothing.
Or if you know it's coming ahead of time, you can dig out some Christmas lights.
Absolutely. And Christmas lights put off a lot of light. And if you have LED Christmas lights, even better, because they use less power and they don't put off any heat. So that's what we have for power solutions. And now we'll move on to a couple of other things. We retrieved our coolers from the storage. We cleaned them up. They're ready to go, and those are ready to go. And when the time comes and the power goes out, we have ice at the ready, and we'll be able to empty the refrigerator. That's the other thing. Do not go into a storm like this with your refrigerator full of cartons and leftovers and containers and takeout containers and all of that. If you have something that you don't think you're going to eat, get rid of it. Run your dishwasher as much as you can before the power goes out. Make sure your laundry is clean and finished, so maybe all you've left to do is fold it. The less you have to deal with cleaning stuff with your appliances, the better, and it's really going to conserve your energy, it's going to conserve your water, and it's going to conserve your sanity. Okay, this is just a freezer we have in our carport. We have 5 bags of ice in here, plus Rick went ahead and put an entire flat of drinking water in here so that we can use these.
And once these freeze, you can put these in your cooler to keep your stuff cold, and as they melt, then you have drinking water.
Exactly. As this melts,
cold drinking water.
You bilge water. As this melts, you can drink it, and it's going to keep things cold. We've also frozen a couple of half gallons of orange juice, and as those thaw out in the cooler, they're going to be ice cold. And we also froze a gallon of milk, but we will use those last, and hopefully the power won't go out too soon. When you're approaching a storm like this and you have pets, please remember your pets. Don't forget, if you have cats, you need to buy enough cat litter and cat food and dog food and anything that you need for your pets. If your pets have medication, you need to get in touch with your vet before they close so that you have everything you need for your pets during this time of uncertainty, because you never know how long you may be without power. If you are without power, the stores won't be able to open and the trucks won't be able to get through if there's flooding, and you don't know how long it will take for all of this to subside. The after effects of a storm like this can last a pretty good amount of time. We also have an additional flat of water at the ready. We also have extra charcoal on hand. This is in addition to what we already have on hand. And we have secured everything in the backyard. We've secured everything in the front yard. You have to look at things as if they were going to be a major projectile. So those are some of the things that we've done to prepare. In addition to these things that are a little bit more difficult to show, we made sure that both of our vehicles' gas tanks were full. We have three jerry cans that we filled up as well.
Get your gas and your ice early.
Gas and ice, Rick speaks the truth. Gas and ice, you need to get early, because when people start to panic, which you should not do, you must maintain a level head, because there are others around you who won't. I just heard this morning that someone had their cart full of food and supplies stolen from them in the Walmart parking lot when they turned to help a friend. This is not the time to be like that. It's time to help each other, but trust me, there are many, many unsavory people who are just ready to take advantage of others. So you need to be aware, you need to be logical, and you need to keep a level head. I just wanted to let you guys know we're safe, we're prepared, we're ready. If there was ever a family that was ready, it's us. We were 95% prepared before the storm was announced. I'm nervous baking today. So, we're going to make some cookies and some muffins, and we're going to share them with some friends, keep some for ourselves, and I'm going to take a big tray down to the local TV station, because those people work hard through these storms. They're away from their families. They sleep on the floor on an air mattress so that we can have the proper notifications of what's happening with the weather. And I want to thank them for that. So that's what we've done. That's pretty much all we can do. I hope this is helpful if you ever have a time when you need to prepare. And I hope that you find these hints and tips helpful as well. So just know that we're okay. Just keep praying. And until next time, we'll see you.